the expansion Seattle Kraken lure away starting goalie Philipp Grubauer from the Colorado Avalanche on a 6-year deal. The Avs turned around and traded for Darcy Kuemper from Arizona. Now, are either of these goalies in a better spot from a fantasy perspective? What do you think, Paul?
I think Kuemper is going to thrive and be among the top goalies as long as he stays healthy, Jesse. That's the big question. He's only played over 32 games once in his 10-year career. They're loaded offensively in front of them, thanks to guys like McKinnon and Landeskog. And also thanks to them, they haven't asked for max dollars, those top guns. That leaves the club some wiggle room under the cap, and they still have over $7 million to fill 4 more spots. This team has very few holes, and goaltending is not one of them as long as Kuemper can stay healthy. Meanwhile, Grubauer made bank with the Kraken, as we know, but their roster doesn't look as strong as Vegas. So don't go expecting the Seattle franchise to finish in the Stanley Cup final in year 1. I think there's going to be some growing pains, and that will be reflected in some of Grubauer's totals. So statistically, I expect Kuemper to be the stronger of the two.
Jeff, do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I like this move by the Colorado Avalanche for Darcy Kuemper. I mean, this is a player who 2 years ago, when he was healthy, like almost a 9.93 save percentage, his goals against average was 2.22. As a player, when he's healthy the last 2 years, has been arguably a top 3 goalie in the NHL. I mean, right behind Andrei Vasilevsky kind of numbers, right? So everyone's saying, oh, he's got to stay healthy. He's got to stay healthy. Injuries come and go. I mean, we can't predict injuries. I think the Colorado Avalanche made a very smart move in bringing him in. They have a window. They have a window with Nathan McKinnon, Gabriel Landeskog. Clearly, their goaltending let them down in the playoffs last year. I like teams who know their weaknesses and go out and address them, so I love that move. As far as the Grubauer signing, I mean, I don't really get it. I thought the Kraken were pretty solid in net with Dredger, picking what they did. Maybe this is them just trying to give themselves a little bit of a boost on the back end. I do think they have a fairly solid defense, although I'm not sure if their forward group is going to hold up as well. But it's interesting. I'm not really sure why the Kraken committed so much to him. I think this is a player who has thrived when he's been on good teams, but has also shown that, he not necessarily can't carry the load in a spot like this. So I don't really like that move as much. Definitely am in on the Kuemper one, though.
And everybody, Rotowire's AJ Scholz is now in the call, so wow. He's here as well. AJ, I'm sure you heard the guys we're just talking about the goalie carousel, the Grubauer signing, the Kuemper signing. So, are either of these goalies in a better spot from a fantasy perspective, in your opinion?
Yeah, sorry guys, better late than never, of course. But yeah, I definitely think I think Grubauer is in a worse spot. If I have to be honest, I would rather be playing with Colorado's team than the newly formed Kraken spot. I do think Kemper's in a better spot. Absolutely, you'd rather be on Colorado than in Arizona. In terms of the deal, I kind of had the same reaction to Jeff in the first place. Why they have Dredger, why did they go out and get Grubauer? But at the end of the day, you have one of the 3 guys nominated for a Vezina Trophy that was available, willing to sign for you. And honestly, I wonder if part of that was to lure guys. Jaden Schwartz straight up said, I want to see who else they add before I'm going to sign with Seattle. And maybe a move of that caliber convinces him and maybe others that are still available on the market to sign there.